Alright, and welcome back to part 2 of Pootngiggle Plays. Now, today what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to open up a new area, and we're also going to go ahead and hopefully get our first contract. Now, alright, now purple is circuit, means we have to go, pretty much you just make laps. Now that would be, oh, here we go. Alright, now let's get, not too bad. This race ain't too bad. The only thing is I probably don't have the acceleration to get first, but we'll have to work up there. Oh, never mind. Took him out for me. Thank you. Alright. Got a turn coming up. Now, I think this is I think up here pretty soon, we're gonna have a really sharp turn somewhere, and we can actually get hit with a lift. Yep, there it is right there. That's where that little lip is that I was talking about in my first video, or the part 1. You can easily go around there and honestly come to a screeching halt, have to back up, or you have to reset your car. It sucks. Holy shit, they really fucked themselves up in the beginning. Ah, fuck. Yep. Didn't see that. Till about the last fucking second. Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on. Now, I know I'm killing them, but remember, we're going for reputation and style points. We want to cream them. And I did forget that the Nissan, which I'm driving, I always forget that its acceleration is actually very good. Because normally I start off with, the Miata, its handling is excellent. The only problem is normally you're always playing catch-up, which I'm still trying to get used to. Alright. And probably, just now we're on the subject, I probably won't be going, now as I said, and I believe I said in part 1, that we're going to be going to Mega Low Parts for Tier 1 and Tier 2 modifications, because it's a lot cheaper, so we're probably not going to be seeing them till probably after, probably after we complete our first contract. Hopefully. I don't think I'll have enough money, but we'll see. We'll wait till then to see what happens. And just a heads up, part 3 will consist of, if we get to where I want to get to, part 3 is going to consist of me just driving around, talking with you fine folks, and just unlocking different performance shops or different shops in general. Oh, and yes, there is rain. Rain does make it a lot more slicker. Oh, no, 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 no. Alright. Fuck that up. Fucking rain. Yeah, it does make it a little slicker, a little harder to maneuver. That's why anytime I hit the handbrake, I try never to hit the handbrake, because that could really fuck you up, especially in this game. Sometimes you do a handbrake, and next thing you know, you're doing a 360 without doing a 360. It's just one weird mechanic I never really understood, but it's part of the game, and that's why we always tap the handbrake and we always use it sparingly. Alright, and we completed it. Damn, I smoked them. They really fucked themselves up in the beginning. Probably taking out... Oh, yeah. Reputation points, max that out. Just gonna save real quick. Probably shouldn't have, probably, but oh well. Okay, on to the next race. I think the last one we have... Yeah, exhaust tips. Don't really care. Yeah, we have a drift. Now, usually with the contracts, the way I always try to do it, just to kind of get it out of the way, is I always try to go after the drift races because they're honestly one of my favorite. Downhill drift is a little bit different just because I usually get frustrated because I always run into cars. I don't know, every time I play this game, my car is a magnet for other cars. Other people I watch or know, and they're just like dipping in and out, you know, avoiding them like it's nothing. I'm that idiot that hits them around every fucking turn. Yep, performance shop. Oh, and you will quickly learn that the GPS can sometimes really fuck you up. Yeah. So when you get close to it, you always kind of have to ignore it. Alright, now we do drift. Alright, here you go.
Yo, check this. The drift is all about style and control. Remember these three words: speed, steering, and handbrake, because they all play a factor in setting up those sweet moves that are gonna get you racking in some heavy points. Make sure you don't go crazy with the brakes, because the faster you go, combined with the more slides you hit, the higher your score is gonna be. Now this score will dictate the multiplier you're gonna get. This multiplier will affect the score of your next drift, so make sure it's high. After you get all them details working together, you gotta start blending drifts into one another. Mesh your drifts into one long seamless slide, and the scoreboard will light up something hard. Now if you think you're wired-tight, it's time to go B-I-G big. Try hanging your rubber into the shoulder for bonus points. The more tires you slide through the lanes, the faster you rack up that score. Just remember to stay off the walls, or you lose all your points for that set. So bro, let's get down to some business and heat up them streets.
Alright, now the first thing I'm going to say is the one thing I always do in drift is because it's technically timed, it doesn't really matter how long we take. We can end up really in last place, and from what I understand, it doesn't really matter. So as you see, I take a couple seconds, let them get out of my way so I can start racking up points. Now, the only time it will say hurry is when somebody crosses the finish line on the last lap and the last time. Other than that, it doesn't really make a difference. And the first few is always a little difficult for me because I'm not in a car that has a lot of speed. Because, you know, we haven't upgraded anything. So it sometimes takes me a little while. But as you'll see later on, yep, they passed me, he crossed it, now I get 30 seconds. It doesn't matter if I don't cross the finish line in time. It's just the race ends, and so with me being and currently at 10 and he already finished, I already win. But remember, we're going for rep points. Don't really understand what they do, but the way I always play it is the more we get the better, so why not? 1,000, maxed it, good. Let's not. Now another cutscene.
Hey man, you're raising some serious hype out there. Looks like a couple of companies want to represent you. That means you qualify for the underground racing league I told you about. No traffic, no streets, just pure driving. All of it takes place on a controlled private course. Now since you've set up shop with me, I'm gonna act as your agent. I'll take a cut off the top in return for letting you know what's worth looking at.
Okay, so we just, you know, opened up a new area. So I'm going to take a second to kind of show you what we're going to be kind of doing and how things work. Alright, let's take a look. Overall status. So completion, how many races are banked, total spent on this car, or maybe cars in general. I can't remember. Races entered, overall wins, winning percentage. Different types of races, awards. These are just kind of covers that, you know, we get. We might have to get from point A to point B to make the cover. Total rep that we end up gaining. Average rep for a race. Hidden shops discovered. That's what we're going to be looking for. So now we have 2 areas to do. Okay. So, and then, alright. They have, purple's our garage. We only get 1. Performance shops. Performance shops are going to be a little different. Some will be performance shops, some will be mega low parts, and of course our car lot. Now there's other ones too. There's yellow, which is specialization, and that's where we can get different color headlights, tints for windows, what is it, glow or neon to go underneath the car, certain things like that. Another one's body shop. Green is body shop, and that's where we're going to put like spoilers and rims and all that type of crap. And then we have red, which is where we can add decals. It's pretty much a paint shop. So that's where we're going to make our car look really cool. But as you see, I'm pretty much going to be taking it, and our car is going to look pretty bare. Probably the only thing I'm going to do is maybe add a few things when stars. Because you need stars to dictate. Alright, let's go ahead and do one more, and I'll keep talking about it. Stars dictate. There's a total of 10 stars. And some DVDs or magazines that we'll have to, in order to do those, you have to have a certain star level. And the max is 10. And so you can kind of, but as we go along, we get new things to unlock. That's why getting shops is very important. Especially for the performance or mega low parts, because you get different parts too. What else is there with the shop? So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. Like whiting kits and a lot of the really weird outgoing stuff we don't get till probably the last area. But it's not really that big of a deal. Oh. Yep, so we're currently... Yep, screwed that up. Okay. Yep, so this is when, like I said, I don't have a lot of speed or acceleration yet. And what's really kind of weird is the better you make your car, it seems the better the other cars get. So that's one of the weird things. So that's why I'm not really too worried, and I'm going to take my time. I really take my time upgrading my car and spending money. Alright, we get our first one. 3 drifts. A lot of people I know will go for whichever gives you the most money. Me personally, the few extra $100 for me doesn't really mean a whole lot. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I'm just going to go ahead and pick the drift races. It's what I always do. It's the ones I enjoy the most. Later on, I might do different ones or whatever.
Hey, dude,
so,
those X icons? Well, those are the...
Yes, and as she said, the X icons are... those are the sponsored events, and the URL is the Underground Racing League. When we do the Underground Racing League, we can actually get new cars. Almost, I believe it's like every time you complete one, you get a new car. And that's also when SUVs will come into the picture, and that's when we also will get a bunch of races for SUVs. And SUVs is what I love tricking out. Because you can have like huge audio sets and just everything. I love it. Alright. Come on. But the other thing about this game is when it comes to difficulty, from what I've kind of been told and if what I can remember, because it's been a long time since I played this game, it's one of my favorites, but I probably play it once every probably couple of years. But the one thing with difficulty is the difficulties are really skewed. I think easy is considered easy. I'm not the best at racing games. With as you can see, I pretty much kill it, but then again, I love drifting. Medium is competitive, but I consider it difficult. Now we're gonna do a quick save. I'm gonna try, if we have a close one, I'm gonna get in one more and then we'll call it a day. So let's go ahead and get one more race in before we call it. Alright.
Hey, did you hear? The tunnel to Beacon Hill just got cleared.
Oh, money. We gotta go stop and get the money. Money, money, money in the bank. Alright. We got that. And, alright. So, got that taken care of. Money. And, yeah, and medium, from what I remember, and people have told me who've played it, I think I've only ever played medium once, and it's just, to me, it's what hard should be. But people that are really good at driving games have told me that when you race on hard, especially, I guess in all Need for Speed games, this is really the only one I've ever played. But from what they said is, hard is literally you have to drive it damn near perfect. If you don't, you're never going to win. And since it's a driving game that you have to win, because if you don't win, you don't really ever get to repeat races, so. I think the only ones are the underground, or the ones with X's that you can repeat, but other than that, they're pretty skimp. Come on. And this is also, drifting is also one of the ones that we do use the handbrake a lot. And there we go, rep 300, purse 300. We are gonna go ahead and save, and that's gonna end it for part 2. Alright, I'll catch you guys later.